And I load into the game and the menu is all different. Not like these menus, like the front screen. It was changed because they updated the game for the next chapter, which I feel like is about to happen. Now let's see how the fuck this happened. Have you calmed down a bit now? Max, it's me, Bree. I don't even. Huh? Sorry, it's talking hard like this. What? How did I get here? Okay, that sounded genuine. What do you reckon? Her behavior's completely different to a few minutes ago. No evil laughing, no malice in her voice, no threatening to kill people. You think they were under the influence of the Dakite staff? Either that or they're a really good actor. What's this about them being Aluna and Bree? I think they're gonna have like a new name now. Unless they're just not. If they're stuck like this. No idea. Like I said, it's hard to make sense of what's going on here. I'm both. How you mean? Sorry. Head hurts. We both keep trying to talk at the same time and it hurts. So they like. Okay, I'll go first. It's me, Bree. And me, Aluna. I imagine they're talking in like the same voice, but something really weird happened, and now we're Snake Monster. What? So someone fused you two together into a single person, and then made you a monster girl? Yes. Now that you mention it, I can kind of see different elements of Aluna and Bree in there. The eyes and the hair. Well, I guess they're more snakes than hair, but still, yeah. Is that a thing magic can do? Can it fuse people together? I've never seen. I've never seen it. This is the first I've heard of it. We're not lying. It's true. Man, if I could do some crazy editing and just say the same lines as each voice and have them talk at the same time, that'd take a long time. There's an easy way to prove this. Aisha, can you run a scan of our suspect? Of course, Officer Newling. Initiating scan. ... How interesting. I've never seen this before. Are they telling the truth? I believe they are. I am detecting two interwoven morphic fields, and for the most part they overlap with each other, but there are distinct sections that have one or two of two markedly different different signatures. One of which frequently contains references to synthesis magic for cheese sandwiches. That'll be Bree. And the other one appears to specialize in divine magic, but there's also a hint of succubi darkness in there. Oh yeah, I think Aluna was turned into a succubus at one point. I guess. Yup. She was! I was. It was a long story. I need to run further analysis, but I believe our suspect is telling the truth. They are the result of the fusion of the magical girls Aluna and Bree. Huh. Well, fuck. Can we remove these handcuffs? Yeah, we can. So, I mean, they were like super powerful. What were their like levels again? So they just combine levels? Are you sure about this, buddy? I trust these two girls with my life. It's not their fault someone fused them and turned them into a snake monster. Alright, but it seems like a bad idea. We don't want to hurt anyone. There. Done. Immediately starts killing us. Bonnie, can you grab them some water from the break room? Maybe some snacks? Some snackies? What do snakes eat? Eggs? I think we have some in the fridge. Just straight up eggs. Just bring her some chips or something. She doesn't need eggs. Thanks, Max. Don't mention it. Alright, well this is a whole bunch of fucked and weird. Feeling a bit better? No. But we figured out a system for taking turns when we talk now. This is such a weird experience. And these I accidentally clicked. And these snakes in my hair freak me the hell out. Wait, who's talking? Whatever, it's fine. You know what? I'm just gonna alternate. I'm just gonna keep going back and forth between them. See, we could do it like this. Watch. No, but we figured out a system of taking turns when we talk now. This is such a weird experience. And these snakes in my hair freak me the hell out. Really? I think they're kind of cute. They're terrifying. But that's besides the point. What the hell happened? It's hard to remember. We both left Scoria Shores. And we were aboard we were about to board a boat to get home when I don't even remember boarding a boat. I think someone grabbed us before that. We went on the couple slide. That they did. And then we bumped around in the wave pool and then see? I don't remember anything after the wave pool, Bree. Oh, they are alternating. Excellent. I don't think I can either. So someone knocked you out at some point on your way home from Scoria Shores? Correct. Bonnie, can you place a call to King Thresher? We're gonna need all the security footage from the park. Got it. Already on it. Then what happened? We woke up in this strange room with symbols on the walls. Shouldn't you know what the symbols were? You went through a goth phase in high school. I never went through a goth phase. Yeah, not you, Bree. I remember. No, they weren't pentagrams. And I was never into the demonic side of things. I just like goth fashion. Oh yeah? Well, what about that weird spell book you used to carry around? That wasn't a real spell book. It was the prop I carried around for Halloween. They don't celebrate Halloween in Australia. This is fascinating to watch. Why am I the expert on demonic magic? I seem to remember you were the one who talked me into summoning a demon so that we could hook up with cute boys. Oh, don't even blame me for that. You agreed to the ritual, and we got superpowers out of it. Cheese sandwiches aren't a superpower. They're a fucking joke. Although I guess now I have access to your powers, so now I'm a proper magical girl? And I could summon delicious cheese sandwiches whenever I want. Don't tell me you two are already getting used to this. We're not. Okay, so you were in a strange ritual room. Do you know whether you were in the frack or on the surface? Were there windows or anything to give you a hint as to where you were? We were only awake for about 10 seconds. The next thing we knew, there was this big flash of light, and then we were being punched in the face by Sarah. Did she get a power upgrade? She never hit that hard before. She did, and it's a good thing too. Your Lamia form is extremely powerful. We needed heavy weaponry to take you out. Literally, what happened? Why are we a snake monster anyway? What happened to our legs? You don't remember anything at all. Nope. Damn. Although I guess it's not surprising. Everyone else who was controlled claims not to remember anything. So someone used mind control on us after they fused us together? I'm guessing whoever kidnapped you turned you into a Lamia so that the mind control spell would work. Ah, you're right, because the monster girls. It can only control monster girls, not regular humans. But why fuse us together? Well, it did make you much more powerful. Maybe they just wanted a stronger weapon. So what? Some sort of unknown criminal organization has access to fusion magic now? Murderous pirates and tentacle monsters were one thing, but now this? It's gonna take a lot to understand. It's gonna take a lot to take on. I understand, but we'll look into it. The ACPD will sort this out. Make sure you involve the MRU as well. We can worry about the investigation later. Right now, I think our most important priority is finding some way to return you two to normal, if at all possible. Also, I just realized this since I don't know why I just realized this, but if we can't bring them back to normal, I know there's a trivia section coming up, and I'm on their team, so now it's just this. God damn it. Thanks. This is really super duper weird, and the sooner we get our bodies back, the better. Aisha, do we know how to separate Aluna and Bree's morphic fields? I apologize, Officer Newling, but this isn't something Ellie or I can assist with. Why not? You're a super computer hologram that I love. Fusion magic is an outlawed form of magic, and there is very little information available to how it functions. You'd think we would have all the information on something that's illegal. While I can find some mention of magic users who attained great power by fusing themselves together, there is no mention of any way to reverse the process. I am running simulations as we speak, but as this is a new field of magic, I highly doubt I will find any useful information for at least a month. A month? I have to spend a month like this? I apologize, but morphic fields are extremely complex, and I do not wish to make an error. I can't spend an entire month of sharing a body with someone else. Especially if we're stuck as a no-leg snake creature. Oh boy. It's a good thing I came into work early today. I'm an expert at fusion science. You are? Do you know the popular dating app Heartbeats? I was the brains behind their latest update. I worked on it during my lunch breaks at work. What does a dating app have to do with fusion magic? Not fusion magic, fusion science. And they have quite a lot in common. I was originally designing a scanning tool to determine how compatible two test subjects would be, as higher compatibility ratings lead to a stronger fusion. Ah, after a few tests and some casual observations, I realized that fusion compatibility levels are very similar to romantic compatibility levels. So, because it was Aluna and Bree, it was complicated. I then on-sold the technology to Heartbeats for a small fortune, and I used the proceedings to build an indoor swimming pool in my house. So Heartbeats doesn't actually determine romantic compatibility. Nope. It determines how compatible two fusion subjects are, which is pretty much the same thing. As you can see, I'm the most qualified person here to tackle a problem like this. Now step aside. Can you fix this? A transformation like this is hard to pull off. You'd require a colossal amount of transformation energy. I can handle it though. Follow me. Can you? Why is there so much transformation equipment down here? Isn't this a crime lab? I get bored at work, so I bought a lot of my equipment in from home. It gives me something to do on my tea breaks. See that raised platform behind you? Stand on that, please. Are you sure this is gonna work? Trust me, I know what I'm doing. Now hold still. Okay. Initiating reversal transformation. Everyone put on your safety goggles. I don't have any of those. I don't have any safety. Increasing transformation fluid levels. It just like rips the body in half. Hold still. Almost done. Oh, well, I mean, that's... You got your legs magical girl form back, but you're this... But I kind of like this. Huh? Done! Once again, my transformation experiment was a success. A success? We're still fused together. Your equipment didn't work at all. I thought we were trying to undo a monster girl transformation. Why would we want to unfuse you? Because I don't want to spend the rest of my life sharing my body with someone else. Oh, probably should have asked for more information before I threw you in a transformation chamber. 1 second, I can fix this. Good, unfuse us now. Maybe I can't fix this, at least not right away. What? You can't just repeatedly expose someone to a high energy transformation. You have to wait for their body to stabilize afterward. I mean, you can, but they often melt into a pile of goo, and people tend not to like that. But don't worry, I can reverse this once your transformation signatures fall back into normal range. I kind of want her to be a Lamia again. Unless this is just a... Unless it's like, aha, I acquired my magical girl form back. But I can go back into snake mode eventually. And how long will that take? I had to use a ton of fluid to undo this monster girl metamorphosis. It's just gone. The higher the level of the subject, the harder it is to undo the transformation, you see. Let me do some quick maths here. Okay, carry the 2, divide by the number of people fused together. Oh, that's not so bad. We should be able to reverse this in 6 months. A year at most. A year? Maybe 2, but definitely not any longer than that. Lunar punch! Ah! Sorry, that was Luna. Yup. Ow. But that doesn't mean I'm not angry either. I can't spend a year like this, let alone 2. What if you just get real used to it? You need to find a way to fix this right the fuck now. I can fix this, but not right now. You're going to have to be patient. Excuse me? Although, honestly, I probably don't have to do anything. Over the next few months, your personalities will overlap and you'll coalesce into a single person. So there won't be any need to unfuse you. Coalesce into a single person? Does that mean Aluna and I are going to disappear? I don't want to die. And I don't want Bree to die either. No. Fusion doesn't work like that. I mean, it kind of does, but not really. It just means, you'll fuse into one personality at some point. Over the next few months, typically while you're sleeping, you'll begin to absorb each other's memories. You probably have access to a few of each other's memories already. I already can. I remember what I was doing yesterday as both Aluna and Bree. Both of us have the same memory of that day. And it'll just stretch back further and further the longer you two spend fused together. Your life experiences will shape how you act. And eventually, it'll reach a point where both halves of your personality will have full access to the same memories. This will cause the Aluna half of your brain to think the same way as the Bree half of your brain, and eventually there won't be a difference. You'll just be one person. Neither half of you will disappear. You'll just become more and more similar until your spirits coalesce. It's kind of romantic, honestly. It's not romantic. It's fucking terrifying. Well, I think it's romantic. Stilton smash! Ah! That was Luna. But I'm not sorry. You fucking deserve that. What was that? Some sort of combo move? Yeah, I guess I have access to fusion skills now. That's kind of nifty. Which one are you talking to right now? Both of us. This is so freaking weird. And I absolutely hate it. I imagine it's pretty surreal. How are the two of you feeling? I'm glad I'm not a snake anymore, but I'm about ready to murder that cat girl. Sorry about that. I thought she knew what she was talking about. So did we. Well, I'd love to stay and answer your questions, Max, but we need to track down Lori ASAP. We need a second opinion from an actual scientist. There has to be a way to reverse this. Speaking of Lori, where is Lori? What could she possibly be doing right now, wink wink? And if this science doesn't work, we'll harass that witch coven on the outskirts of town. There's no way in hell we're spending a year together like this. Just to be clear, you don't remember anything after you were abducted. No. But if anything comes to us, we'll let you know. Keep your phone on you. We'll be in touch. Well, now we just have a magical girl Aluna / Bree fusion. Damn it. After all that, we've got nothing. Not nothing. We now know for a fact the shapeshifter isn't working alone. Someone else was controlling Aluna and Bree with the Dakite staff while the shifter hacked into our systems. Ah, you are right. That's true. But we already knew the shapeshifter was working with clients they met on the dark web. We know that whoever's behind this is skilled in fusion magic, but what were they even after here? And why didn't Ellie's teleporter work? What are you two darlings doing in my lab? Oh, evening, Tabitha. I didn't even realize it was this late already. We've had a... Oh boy. We've had a crazy day. We should get going, Max. The night shift begins. You really should. If we're caught working overtime, Pandarai will make everyone do it all the time, and then I'll never get any sleep. We're better off sticking to our respective shifts. I learned that lesson the hard way. Asking Danny for help was a huge mistake. I could have told you that, darling. Why does it smell of smoke down here? There was an explosion. Blame the shapeshifter. The shapeshifter was here? In the police station? They were, and I nearly had him too. But Ellie's inhibition field catastrophically failed on me. And they were able to teleport away before I got him. The teleportation inhibition field failed? That can't be right. I turned it on and it did literally nothing. The shifter got away just like they always do. I worked with Ellie to develop that technology. There shouldn't be anything wrong with it. Let's have a look at the footage. What if we just turned on something completely different? See, that's me, about to apprehend them. And that's them exploding. Wait. They screamed immolation and then they were gone. Their teleportation magic worked. Darling, look at her hands. What about them? She's touching a ring, an immolation ring. Ah, What's an immolation ring? They're an outlawed relic that causes the wearer's magic field to overload, triggering a massive explosion. Essentially, the magical version of a suicide vest. Huh. We gathered all of them up centuries ago, but the thief who stole the Dakite staff must have grabbed a handful of immolation rings while they were there. We really need a better way of keeping track of our inventory. Things go missing far too often. So the shapeshifter isn't teleporting? They're exploding? No, darling, it's rather morbid, but what they're actually doing is killing themselves over and over again. And we do know that people can be brought back to life, so... How? Well, either you're dealing with an army of shapeshifters willing to blow themselves up for the cause, or someone has access to resurrection magic. Resurrection magic? Ding, ding, ding. To bring themselves back to life after exploding, yes. So, yeah, I guess the teleporter field thingy did work. They're just blowing themselves up. So, what? Kind of like ResTech? Exactly like ResTech. If I were you, I'd start looking there. Bonnie! Yeah? We're working late tonight. We need to pay a visit to Martin S. Gooley. Save my game? Of course I'll save my game. Who do you think I am? Chapter 11. Achievement. I lost the fucking name for it. Shifter Showdown. Never would I have expected. They're just blowing themselves up over and over and over and over. And you're confident it won't happen again? It was just a slight misconfiguration in the resurrection spell matrix. It's not a problem. Not a problem? A man came back craving human flesh. He took a bite out of an attendant's arm. She's not going to turn into a bloodthirsty zombie too, is she? I don't think our insurance covers that. It's being taken care of. Good. Even a small zombie outbreak will completely tank our stock offering. I understand what's at stake. ACPD! Looking break-in. The police are here? Don't worry, I was expecting a visit from the police department. Let me handle it. I'll leave you to it. Martin S. Gooley? Max, good to see you. How's it going, gorgeous? I need to ask you a few questions about ResTech, if you don't mind. Let me guess. Pandarai is worried about something going wrong on his big day. Huh? He's got nothing to be worried about. All of his payments have been cleared, and I've had my boys installing ResTech infrastructure all over the city. Wee woo. The second the parade starts, we'll be able to launch our resurrection service and bring people back from the dead. Wee woo. What the fuck? We should be able to handle a few thousand a day, depending on how much score light we could get our hands on between now and then. We've had a few supply problems lately. What? ResTech infrastructure all over the city? Is Pandarai trying to cause a zombie apocalypse? Excuse me? We prefer the term ghouls. And launching a publicly funded resurrection system is hardly an apocalypse. It's quite the opposite, in fact. Once Pandarai takes office, people will be able to come into a ResTech office and organize the resurrection of a loved one at no cost to them. Huh. Unless they're prepared to pay for our premium service, they'll have to wait in queue. But we're literally bringing people back from the dead. That's going to be pretty high demand. We need a queue. How does a resurrection service benefit Pandarai? Because he'll be the politician that brought in a system that brings back good old grandma and grandpa back from the dead. He'll be the most popular elected official on the planet. No one else can offer that. Axon City's going to be a utopia, and running the mayor's office will become one of the most coveted positions in the world. I knew Pandarai was aiming for world domination. I fucking knew it. Although if we get to live in a utopian society guarded by a heavily armed mechanized police force, then I guess I can't complain. I'm looking forward to piloting a mech suit. Pandarai will do a hell of a lot better than the boofheads we've got in Parliament right now. Don't even get me started on the federal government. Pandarai is going to make a great mayor, and I'm going to make an even greater billionaire. In 2 days, we'll be ready to rock and roll. I've already started working on the blueprints for my mansion. It's going to have 4 hot tubs. Ooh. You don't even need 4 hot tubs. Although I suppose I can have as many hot tubs as I want. I am about to become the richest man that ever lived. Except you're already dead. You'll have to come check my mansion once it's built, toots. Maybe bring a cute friend with you. Maybe some other time. You know, if you have all that money, you could use that money to, like, help others around the world, like, whatever. Alright, what does Pandarai need to know? That's not why I'm here. I need to ask you about resurrection magic. Oh, really now? Well, I'm afraid I can't answer any technical questions about our process, even if I got you to sign an NDA. It's not ResTech itself I'm interested in. I take it you heard all about the stolen Scorelight shipments recently? Heard about it? Half of those shipments were for my company. The person who keeps stealing them is a shapeshifter, and we've had trouble tracking them down. Initially, we thought they were using teleportation magic, but it's come to our attention that our suspect is actually using resurrection magic to evade capture. So what? They off themselves in the head and then resurrect themselves somewhere else? Yeah, pretty much. Clever. But you'd have to be completely fucked if your resurrection magic failed. How are they doing it? Resurrection magic is no more or less complicated than any other form of magic. The Monster Girl tribes in the Frack have been using it for centuries. Essentially, all you need is a sample of someone's morphic field and a skilled magic user. The magic user casts a spell, and with enough magical energy, you can bring them back. Do you bring them back as, like, well, a ghoul? like you, or, like, do they come back, like, with normal, with not dead skin? Well, I mean, the shapeshifter, we've seen, that's not really a good example. So you need 2 people to do it. For traditional resurrection, yes, and there's heaps of witches and shit in the Frack. It's no wonder you can't catch your shifter down there. The Frack is a madhouse. You need to corner your shapeshifter on the surface. ResTech bought the rights to resurrection magic for the entire country, and ResTech engines cancel out resurrection magic. What do you mean by that? I can't go into details, but the process we use at ResTech is significantly more complicated than traditional resurrection magic. For one, we can resurrect literally any person that has ever lived by pulling them out of the ether. We don't need any sample at all. Ooh, seriously? Seriously, toots. Fuck, this technology is going to completely change the world. It's not too late to buy shares. Honestly, might think about refinancing my apartment. ResTech's gonna be worth billions. More like trillions. Get in quick. Essentially, ResTech uses magic to scan the ether for lost souls, so that we could bring them back to the land of the living. And this magic blocks anyone else from casting resurrection magic. So if the shapeshifter killed themselves on the surface, a magic user could resurrect them in the Frack if they had a sample of their DNA or morphic field. No, they'd have to die in the Frack as well. The only way to resurrect someone on the surface is to use res tech. Maybe there's like just a bunch of fucking shapeshifter clones blowing themselves up. Then your magic blocker isn't working. The shapeshifter has been killing themselves all over Axon City. Are you sure? Yeah, I've got video footage to prove it. That can't be right. So if the only resurrection magic that works on the surface is res tech, and our culprit keeps resurrecting themselves, I could see where you're heading with this. I need to speak with my lawyers. I'm not accusing you of anything. You're about to become a trillionaire, and I fail to see how any of these Scorelight terrorist attacks benefit you. But a shapeshifter abusing res tech won't look good in the press. Help me find them before this becomes public knowledge. We've got strict logs of every resurrection that goes through our system. And outside of our testing, nothing has been going through. Is there a way to bypass these logs? I suppose someone could be using an old prototype model, but I thought we'd dismantle all of those. What is this prototype model? From when I was working on ResTech in the frac. And who did you work with to develop ResTech? Queen Ileana, Ellie, and that robot chick. Even some of the boys lent a hand where they could. The boys? I highly doubt Jake, Sam, or Jono are masquerading as a shape-shifting terrorist. Those boys can never see the big picture. And as much as I hate to say it, Ellie and her cronies have been cleared from my suspect list. I mean, we know they're trying to take over the world at some point, but Ellie isn't the shifter. That's something we gotta deal with later. It wouldn't be Ileana. We've both got too much riding on ResTech to jeopardize our own reputation. Could you get me a list of names of people that helped you develop ResTech? That's everyone, Toots. No one else has ever come close to seeing our prototypes. Damn. Maybe I need to re-examine Ellie. I guess she could be behind this after all. Hold up. There was one other person in the frac with us when we were working on ResTech. I completely forgot. Who? Testing ResTech was tricky. We all have people we'd like to bring back from the dead, but none of us were more game enough to risk it in case something horrifically wrong happened. We ended up finding someone we all wanted resurrected, but they were also someone we deliberately knew nothing about. And that was... There used to be this really good noodle joint downtown. Oh, it's Yua. But the owner tragically died and the noodle store went with her. We've been craving those noodles for years, so we figured that girl would be the perfect person to test ResTech on. I take it her name was Yua. Bingo! We ran a lot of tests on her, and we were a bit more careless in the frac. There were a lot of loose design documents that she could have seen. I never figured her to be the technical type, but she must have found some way to replicate the ResTech process so that she could automatically revive herself. Clearly, she worked something out. Thanks for the information, Martin. This is all I need. Anytime, Toots. I need to call a lawyer. I swear to God. Oh. What did he say? It's you, I bet you it isn't. The noodle girl? That's the one. Give me the radio. I'm using the emergency frequency. Panda eyes naked. What the... Who's using the emergency frequency? I'm having a bloody bath! Commissioner Panderai! Blondie? This better be important. I just used an expensive bath bomb. We know who the shifter is. It's Yua, the ghoul girl from Sopa Noodles. You sure? I'm sure. Good fucking work, Blondie. I should have known you'd figure this out. I'm about to head to Sopa Noodles, but I'm gonna need backup. I'll dispatch some patrol units. They'll be there in 5. Can you have Sarah ready for deployment? I might need her help. The Panda Pals are always ready for action. I'll make sure she's there. I'm less than a block away from Sopa Noodles. I'll let you know once I've made the arrest. I don't know. This is too good to be true. I feel like we're being led astray. Keep up the good work, Blondie. I'll handle things from here. Oh, wasting a good bath bomb is such a shame. These things cost like $12. It's true. I don't know. I feel like we're not. I feel like this isn't gonna go how we think it's gonna go. Oh well, we'll see what happens, I guess.